everyone. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you a message here for Friday, February 3rd, 2023. And out of the original Rider-Waite deck, we have the King of Cups coming forward for us. So I'm really feeling as though this is a time in which you are moving from a lack energy into an energy where there is an overflowing abundance of love for you, okay? Support, endless possibilities, people coming out of the woodwork to help you to achieve your goals, to be supportive of you in your endeavors. And I feel as though you are opening yourself up to all of the possibilities and seeing so much potential. Now, I feel like, especially with this star card here at the bottom of the deck, you are putting all of your hopes, your aspirations out there, and you are trying to find balance and ease with this process, right? It can be a little bit overwhelming at times. I feel at times you could feel that you are drowning in support, right? Where you could feel like, oh gosh, there's so many people, it's hard to manage all of this, and where do I go from here, right? Because being around people, it takes some of your energy as well, and you're really wanting to take a break, take a step back, focus that energy a bit, and put that into what you're working on, right? Your vision, your goals, taking action on those things. And I feel like where your emotions can be a little bit, in a turmoil, right? Where they can be up, they can be down. It can be a little bit hard for you at times to make sure that you're still keeping yourself centered throughout this whole process. I do feel like it can prove to be difficult, but understand that it is a time for you to be able to give yourself some grace, right? You can feel it a little bit moody at times, right? It can be stressful, where you can find yourself moving from one extreme of emotions to the other, where you can be super, super like stressed and upset about something, and then in the next moment you could be really ecstatic about something, really happy. But I think the part about this is, with the King of Cups coming in, you are the master of your emotions. You have the ability to maintain control of those emotions. And even though you're experiencing the full range of emotions, you're not allowing that to influence your decisions. You're not allowing that to take control. And so this is really important, right? So you've been detached a bit from that process, right? You're not allowing that to take over. And so you are solid. You're standing solid on solid footing despite all of the craziness of emotions, the full range of emotions, where it can be like you're guiding your own boat, your ship, you're steering the ship. But despite any of these emotional undercurrents, right, you're not getting pulled under, even though you might feel like it's, oh man, overwhelming at times. You're not allowing that to take over, so that you're no longer steering your ship, or that you're allowing the ship to sink, or anything crazy like that, right? So that's an awesome thing. You're able to take a step back and detach from like what is going on in your external, and then really sitting with what's going on in the internal and recognizing that for what it is, and saying, hey, look, I know this is a feeling. Why am I feeling this way? And how can I help myself through that in this moment? And then letting that go. Because once you feel it, you can release it. And then you can move forward with a little bit more clarity, which is great. So I feel like out of all of these supporters coming forward, you could be even having a potential mate step forward for those of you that are single, which is an awesome thing. I feel like you could feel like you won the lottery. I feel like person standing in the middle of a boxing ring, like championship glove, like raising their hand, like, yes, I got this, I did this. And so this could be where you are uniting with this person, and you're realizing that like this person checks all the boxes, and you are feeling like, oh my goodness, we mesh so well, we laugh a lot when we're together, and I just feel so great. I feel like this is something that I've been waiting for, and you could feel like you've had such a great time with this person. This is everything that you've hoped for and more, right? Like they check all the boxes and then some. And so I feel like with this person, there comes a sense of a close-knit community. So maybe this person is very close with their family. And this is something perhaps that you see as an asset, right? Like this is something that's really great. Maybe you don't necessarily have that in your family. And so you're looking to kind of take that on as well. Like, I'm seeing that for what it is, and I'm so grateful for it. And so you're kind of embracing that. There is a caution that comes in with this to work through this in a slow and steady pace, because there will be at some point some sort of a challenge or a barrier that you will have to overcome. And I feel as though, you will have to understand that one of those things that will come up, there will be an issue, I feel, that will come up that you're going to feel like, I'm not going to compromise on that. And it's going to be like, I just feel like no deal. you know that show, Deal or No Deal. I just feel like you're in the background with your arms crossed, like, nope, not happening. And I just feel like you're like, no deal. And you're closing the suitcase and you're walking away. And so, I feel like this person could offer you the whole world and you are still not going to compromise on this one thing. And I think because, and I'm getting big chills with that, which is validation. And I think that that's because this is really important to you. This could be talking about your morals and values, right? It's a big issue. Whatever this is, it's a big issue. So, I feel like it's about you setting a boundary. And when I say this, when we say drawing the line in the sand and setting that boundary, and you expect that person not to cross that line, you could either draw that line in the sand. You have one of two options. You could draw the line in the sand, or you could bury your head in the sand. Now, when I say bury your head in the sand, that is somebody who is choosing to ignore this issue, right? Sitting in the background saying, nope, I'm not going to compromise on that. And that person recognizes that, but then both of you move forward as if you never had that conversation, until you realize later that that same issue is going to resurface. You're going to, have to deal with this. You're going to have to contend with this, right? So do not bury your head in the sand. Pretend that this is not happening, okay? And with this, I feel as though the spirit animal of the emu comes through, because the emu does bury their head in the sand, right? And so, with this, it brings up so much importance around the issue of communicating. So it's very important for you to be open with that communication. If you were to bury your head in the sand, that's avoiding the truth, avoiding confrontation around this issue. But this is tapping into that spirit animal, totem animal, really connecting with that energy and allowing yourself to channel that to, be strong, use your voice, communicate your wants, your desires, your needs, and what you need and want going forward, because you need to feel heard as well in the relationship. And it's best to be open about these issues in the beginning, rather than letting them fester like a wound that will fester, and then all of a sudden you have a straight up infection or something crazy going on, right? So, I feel like you need, and this is the most respectful thing to do, right? For yourself, for respecting yourself, and then respecting the other person, because you don't want to waste time, right? And you don't want to be 6-7 months down the road and have all of these emotions and all of this time and energy and effort in building something with this person, and then also come back to your building block, and that block is not solid, and then everything crumbled to the ground, okay? So it's all about what can you work with, what is the strengths within this relationship, and where do you go from here? And that's what you really need to be able to focus on, because if you aren't focusing on those things, and if you're not having those conversations, I just feel going forward, you are going to be extremely exasperated. Like, you're going to get frustrated. because it's almost as if this person won't understand you, who you are at your core, right? And you're going to get exhausted trying to explain yourself. And eventually, you're going to want to give up on that because you're going to feel like this person isn't seeing you as you are, isn't meeting you where you are, right? And so it's about giving each other some grace in this current moment. And so I think overall, this is really about knowing what you will and won't compromise on going into this. And that's going to definitely be the key in knowing when you need to walk away from the situation, because this could really just be serving to show you contrast in what you want, what you don't want, and moving forward, you could be moving into an energy with someone that's more in alignment with you, and it could serve a purpose right now to just be showing the both of you lessons in the meantime. Okay, so beautiful read here for us for this Friday. I hope that this energy is treating you well, treating you kindly. We do have the full moon coming up in the next couple of days. So I'm going to get a full moon reading out, so stay tuned for that. And as always, if you're looking for your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. Please don't hesitate to hit me up at the Square site pinned in the description box below or at the top of the page on the Facebook, or you can simply email me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.